remaining.
Hello everyone and welcome to game one of a best of three between PRIES and No Diggity here in the ESL 1 Frankfurt 2016 qualifiers. I'm Sindar, doing a bit of a noobcast for this one, so thanks so much for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. Let's take a look at what's been going on so far. So, PRIES first picking the Beastmaster Nature's Prophet. Interesting that those two are picked up together. And No Diggity have claimed the Invoker Faceless Void. Faceless Void, a hero that they've been running to exceptional effect on KZU. But let's talk about this PRIES starting two, because the Beastmaster Nature's Prophet pickup, unless they're planning on running the Nature's Prophet mid, which is possible, Qualifiers does it for No Diggity sometimes as well,
10 seconds
then this could just be a jungle Prophet.
5
And if
seconds
so, that's an
remaining.
incredibly greedy lineup with a Lion already picked up, a support hero who needs a decent amount of farm. So I'm really curious to see where they're planning on laning this Prophet. And No Diggity, after those two bans, they banned out the Drow and the Venge. So anticipating with both a Beastmaster and a Prophet, you always have to be worried about that early push that can potentially come out with the summons combined with the Drow aura and a Venge aura that could be really terrifying. So smart of them to take those out.
10 seconds
And Bane will be the next pickup for No Diggity. Imagine
5
that'll be
seconds
Synderen
remaining.
playing that. And Zeus for PRIES. Okay, so there's the mid lane. So that means Nature's Prophet's not going to be played there. Of course, they could go for a Zeus support, but I really don't think that'll happen with a Lion. That support duo just seems so weak. We'll have to see. I'm really curious as to what PRIES are trying to do with this draft. I mean, we got the beginning of a bit of a global strat. I wouldn't be surprised to see
10
No
seconds
Diggity
remaining.
last span the Spectre versus this, because you've got the Zeus ult
5
to give
seconds
vision,
remaining.
Nature's Prophet ultimate as well, and then of course he can TP in onto the
Reserve time.
Beastmaster Hawk. So a lot of global ganking potential from PRIES in this game. And the addition of a Spectre, I think, would be really too much. So be very surprised if No Diggity let that through. And PRIES, for their own part, they've taken out the Enigma and the Witch Doctor. So trying to reduce No Diggity's team fight power with the Faceless Void and Invoker already picked up. They don't want to give them more team fight ults to work with. But No Diggity will claim the Bane Mirana combo, and Yapsor has been playing the Mirana basically
10
whenever he can
seconds
get his hands
remaining.
on it the last week or so. And of course,
5
classic
seconds
combo with the
remaining.
Bane, but also really good combo with the Faceless Void and the Invoker.
Reserve time.
You land an arrow, the Sunstrike will be over the top, and of course the Bane and the Faceless Void both make landing those arrows very, very easy. So far a lot of synergy between No Diggity's lineup. And still waiting to see what PRIES are looking for their carry. I really hope they do have a carry and it's not just Prophet.
Radiant team ban.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Prophet can pull his weight, but it just seems so
Dire
fragile
team pick.
a lineup. Okay, there we go. So it's a Phantom Lancer with a greedy Nature's
Radiant
Prophet in the
team
jungle. It's still a very greedy lineup, but it makes more sense to me than the alternative. And yeah, the Spectre was, of course, the ban. Phantom Lancer, they have tools to deal with. They've got the Faceless Void. One of the best lockdowns against Phantom Lancer is the Chronosphere. And of course, Invoker has a decent array of AoE, as well as the Mirana Starfall. I wouldn't be
10
surprised to
seconds
see
remaining.
No Diggity. They're looking for their safe laner here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see
5
them pick up
seconds remaining.
something with some AoE. A Gyrocopter is not out of the question, although Gyro is weak.
Reserve time.
Or I shouldn't say weak, but a little vulnerable to what PRIES have. The Beastmaster Roar into Zeus ult. It's not a hero with a great deal of HP, and he doesn't really want to rush BKB. So my guess is that they're not going to want to pick Gyro. The only thing is... Okay, Sven, there's a... Oh, perfect. So there's the cleave for the Phantom Lancer illusions. That makes perfect sense. Don't know why I didn't think of that one. And that'll be Era taking that. So overall, I think I favor No Diggity's lineup a little bit, just because they do have the Bane Mirana, who are going to be wanting to be active in the laning stage. And against that, you've got Nature's Prophet jungling, which is, again, like I said, a greedy choice. So this should give No Diggity the space to get really aggressive in the laning stage and really build up an advantage for themselves. But with that said, let's hop into the game and see who can get what done. Best of 3 here. And even if PRIES have a rough start, they still do have the tools to come back late. Of course, the split push from the Prophet, never to be underestimated. They've got the Zeus for Vision and the Phantom Lancer. Of course, one of the best carries in the game once he's 6 or 7 slotted. Nice little Treant Scout here, catching No Diggity's movements and understanding where they are. This should be an even rune swap. PRIES will get top, while No Diggity claim the bottom.
30 seconds to battle.
Keizu trying to get some early vision up. Will rotate all the way around. Has a lot of regen stacked up for himself, so should have an okay time in the off lane. Lion can harass reasonably well, but Keizu should still be able to get at least something out of this. Mastermind will claim the top, as he has gone for a very, very greedy build, a complete bottle rush, and will get it right away. And Koikva gone for the more right-click standard invoker start for him. The bottle coming out early for Mastermind will help him in this lane, but invoker should still have the advantage if Mastermind doesn't have the mana for his Arc Lightning ability. And for now, it looks like Yapzor and Synderen both just babysitting Era in the lane. They haven't gone for any roam yet. Of course, they do need a level or 2 to make that fully effective. And Mikey has actually come to the off lane. It's the Beastmaster who's going to be in the jungle. Interesting choice. I mean, still a fine choice. It still works just as good. And this is a little nice because the Beastmaster can roam with less. He can get 6 and then just appear to the jungle, and that's probably a kill, especially with Mikey's ability to TP in. The fact that Beastmaster's not laning means they can't keep track of that as much. Synderen going for some trades here with Mikey, but Mikey's got the trees out, so will win that harass war. Synderen has to back off. This off lane, as expected, Keizu's doing just fine for himself. He's 5 and 3 versus the 1 and 2 Phantom Lancer. So Phantom Lancer not getting a lot of help here. Lion doing what he can, just trying to go for some pulls, but Keizu with, oh my goodness, he's got a Poor Man Shield as well. So with the regen as well as the Poor Man Shield, he's going to be able to get a lot here. And, I mean, this is what you get when you've got a jungler like Beastmaster. You can't really put as much pressure on the lanes. You compare that to Mikey, who's already had to fall back into the jungle as well. And if Mikey can't stay in lane here, there's only so much jungle to go around. And if KH, I don't know how to say that guy's name. If he and the Nature's Prophet have to share that, then they could get a little behind on that. Bashik rotating around, but Keizu is completely happy here. He's level 3, he's got that second point up in Time Walk, bit of a lower cooldown, and is still got mountains of regen to go through. Let's take a look at mid. Koikva holding his own definitely against the Zeus. It's fairly even, as it should be. And it looks like Zeus is actually bottle crowing here. So a little slower than it used to be, but can still be effective, and he needs it to get last hits versus Koikva. There's just no alternative for him. If he doesn't have that mana regen, he doesn't get last hits, period. Going on to Mikey here. The sleep is there. Oh! Nice block by the tree and cancels out the arrow, and that'll be the end of it. Yapzor didn't really have a lot of options there as far as positioning. He had to go for the arrow from where he was, and that meant Mikey could get the trees in the way. Nice play from him. But, I mean, they can do that again in just 10 seconds. Arrow coming out on mid. Will connect onto Mastermind. No setup needed. And Koikva's got the follow-up. Sunstrike will come out, as well as the Cold Snap will result in your first blood going the way of Koikva in the mid lane. And, well, this is why No Diggity value this Mirana so much. Yapzor doesn't need help. He can just land the arrows. And Cinderin looking for more setup onto Mikey. There's the Nightmare. Era has a stun. Do they have the damage? There is a Brain Sap available. No mana for it. So maybe they don't. Yeah, they get it in the end. Cinderin will claim that one. And quick 2 for 0 on the board for No Diggity.
You're so nice.
Keizu, 15-3 now. At least Miku's been able to get a little bit now. He's up to 21 last hits. So Keizu's ability to shut this Phantom Lancer down has ceased. But he is getting almost carry or safe lane levels of farm here. So he's going to be completely happy with that, even if Phantom Lancer is getting a little bit. And of course, Phantom Lancer is a very, very tough gank for them, unless the Bane rotates over, which would be immediately obvious. It's hard to get an arrow into a hero that can doppelgang. But Yapzor's going to try for it anyway, it looks like. Just hang around. Does Keizu have Chrono? No, he's still a level away from it, so that's not what they're waiting for. Yapzor just trying to get in position here. It's a hard angle. He goes for it. Not going to connect. Good attempt, but it's a really, really rough angle to try and get an arrow hit onto. And Koikva, by far your last hit leader. He is starting to pull away from the Zeus now. And no surprise with that first blood, giving him a bit of a gold advantage here. And Koikva with a good start in Invoker is something you really need to be worried about, especially with the team composition that they've got. The setup for a high-level Sunstrike, there's a lot of it. And so the pick-off potential from No Diggity is pretty ridiculous. Now, to be fair, PRIES have a similar pick-off potential with the Beastmaster as well as the double ultimates from Zeus and Nature's Prophet. But the setup is not quite as easy. And they are playing from behind a little bit in this early laning stage, just because they've gone for a greedy jungler. And this Beastmaster almost at his level 6, so he's doing okay for himself.
Twice as foul.
And No Diggity, I mean, they've gotten 2 kills in 6 minutes, but it could have gone way worse for PRIES. So they should be reasonably happy with this result, as they haven't lost too much, and they have been able to get away with this greedier setup as far as the laning stage goes. That said, though, Keizu, he is now level 6, has that Chrono online, so look for a rotation any minute. If he can get a Chrono onto the PL, that's a really nice pickup for them. Of course, this Lion is in the area. He's hovering around. He has absolutely nothing. No items whatsoever on his person. We'll pick up a TP now, but he hasn't been able to get a whole lot out of this. Ward will be scouted out. The power of the Zeus. A rotation from Yapzor, but he is being scouted by this Sentry Ward here. Oh, he gets the D-Ward on it. No, they have no vision. It must have just expired. Good. Just harassing Keizu a little bit. He'll play nice and safe. Not knowing if there's backup in the area.
Top tower is under attack.
I'm waiting to see where this Beastmaster rotates now that he has picked up a 6. He's got a TP. Can also grab a smoke while he's in base. Arrow. Misses onto Mastermind. Nice attempt from Yapzor. And Era has quietly been farming away. He's getting treants. He's getting whatever he wants in the lane. He will pop God Strength just to harass the tower a little bit. May be able to claim this as well, actually. Mikey can't really contest unless he's got some backup coming. Now, the creep wave is about to die. Actually, still got a couple range. He can maybe get this tower down with this extra creep wave rotating in, but all of PRIES is marching into the area. They've got 3 heroes here. The Nightmare setup into Sunstrike will connect, just do a little bit of damage. And Cinderin, well, he may pay for it with his life. There it is. Mastermind will clean it up with one last bolt over the top. And, well, they got the tower quite low, but not really worth giving up the support kill. But Era already with the Halma Dominator online. They don't contest his stacks. Now, they do have vision of it with this nice ward here, but they're not blocking it. So, not a hero you want to give a great early start to. And, okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Qualifier gone for the Midas, and will have, I mean, if he wants to go for travels, he's got them soonish. But I guess he'll go for some intermediate item before he goes for those. And Era can work on the SNY now. Could potentially go an armlet, but I think the SNY is just the more standard option. And I'm really surprised we still have not seen a Chronosphere from Keizu or a Roar from this Beastmaster. I had expected that both teams would prioritize using these as soon as they were up. But it looks like they're both fairly okay with just sitting back and farming, not really trying to force too much action around the map. And well, I think that favors No Diggity slightly. Well, bit of a DC. Well, yeah, so this does favor No Diggity just slightly, I think. They do have more heroes that can benefit from farm. I mean, Yapzor, he's already picked up a headdress, will be going for the mech into Guardian Greaves, so he's going to get a lot out of this. He's already got 16 last hits. And then the Bane, a hero that can scale quite well into the late game. The Fiend's Grip is always going to be an amazing ability, especially against a team with a Phantom Lancer. And of course, Sven, one of the hardest scaling carries in the game, at least when he has the control on his team to do his damage, which he absolutely does with an Invoker, Faceless Void, and a Marana. And of course, Koikva scales very well, as does Keizu. We've seen this guy get absolutely fat, and he can, I mean, Faceless Void doesn't normally build damage in this meta, but, you know, once you get your Blink, your Vlads, and your Ags up, you can basically go for whatever you want. So, again, if this is a farm fest, it does slightly favor No Diggity. That being said, though, PRIES have a pretty decent scaling lineup themselves. Phantom Lancer, again, a very, very hard late carry to deal with. Zeus as well, because of the HP percentage scaling of his passive, is always going to be able to be effective. And Mikey, well, it depends on what build he goes. I'll be interested to see if he goes the split push Ags kind of build or goes for more of a right-click option. But if he goes the right-click build, he definitely can still bring something into the late game. If he goes, you know, Maelstrom, maybe an Orchid or a Hex, he will be able to contribute late as well. So I guess both teams accepting that they don't really need to force the issue here, and we'll wait for the other team to try something and maybe make a mistake. It looks like the Beastmaster rushing the Necro Book. No surprise there. And is about 700 gold off of the first one. So it's pretty decent timing for him. But, I mean, he really hasn't moved. He's been in the jungle nonstop, hasn't rotated to even one lane. So very passive play out of him. But it's paying off. If he gets the early book 3, then there's a lot of heroes on No Diggity that are pretty vulnerable to that. Koikva won't be able to go for the Ghost Walkout. And, of course, Keizu can't really do a whole lot if his mana's burned. Same with his Sven. Both really vulnerable to the mana burn. I wonder what the issue is. Hopefully Cinderin will be able to get back into the game a relatively good time. I guess the next thing we can talk about is Roche potential. Oh, there we go. So he's back. But as far as Roche potential goes, PRIES can take it very, very early with the Tree Insta Tank as well as the Beastmaster. It's a little more tricky for No Diggity, but they can also do it. They just have to just chunk through the armor with all their right clicks. But that's something that No Diggity have to be careful of, because an early Aegis on PRIES could translate into some solid tower pressure, potentially even making it to tier 2s. And neither team, as of now, has any vision in the area. Of course, PRIES not going to be looking to do it for at least a few minutes yet. Even though they could, it's just a little too risky at the current state of the game. Miku lurking on the Vlads, I would imagine. And it looks like we've got a smoke play here onto the mid lane. But, oh, no, they're rotating into the jungle, which is just as well. They wouldn't have been able to find Mastermind. They may be able to catch out Miku here. Nope. They've rotated all the way around through the backside of the tower, and luckily for Mastermind, he's completely off on the other side of the map. They're looking for a gank of their own onto Era, it looks like. And as a result, we'll dodge the smoke. Cinderin just going for the TP out onto bot lane. They have spotted out KYH, and the Void into Sunstrike, into Era's stun will finish him off. Actually, Cinderin going for a bit of a kill steal there as he TPs in. But nice rotation. The Chronosphere is finally committed, and No Diggity going to get some decent tower pressure done in the mid lane as well. KZ rotating in. This will be tier 1 down. So kill into tower. Very nice clean play from No Diggity. And they can potentially rotate down to the bottom as well. Remember, that pressure from Era earlier means this tower is already very, very low. And interestingly, Era, okay, he is stacking. But not with a creep. Someone else is stacking for him. He's using his creep to push out the wave.
Is under attack.
Must be nice to have supports that'll stack for you. I wish I had that in pubs. So KZ, applying a bit of pressure. Or not applying pressure, just back in this top lane. Gonna get some CS. He is still holding up. He's 41-9 and is more or less keeping up with the carries in this game. He's falling a little bit behind, but I mean, as far as the mid goes, he's only 10 CS behind the Zeus. So not too bad for himself. And they may be able to catch Miku here. No Chronospheres available, though, but they got the cold snap. Can they find the right one? No. Doppelganger away. The slow connects, though, and KZ jumps forward, but he will be able to escape. There's no way they can lock that down, and they'll probably just go for tower pressure, as their tier 1 is being pressured at the same time, so it'll be a trade, 1-for-1. And nothing more should come of it than that.
Radiant's bottom tower has
They don't have time to rotate to defend, so yeah, it is a trade. And, 2 towers for 1 so far for No Diggity here. Zeus picks up the Veil. And we're seeing this item built early more and more. It is just very, very cheap damage. But, I mean, the counter to that is it does still leave Zeus quite vulnerable. He's only got under 1,000 HP. And there's a lot of tools that No Diggity have to just explode him. Now, it looks like both teams continuing to go for the tower trade here. PRIES will push into bottom tier 2 while No Diggity pressure the top. And glyphs are popped on both sides. Looks like there will be a TP back from Keizu. He has the Chronosphere. If they can catch multiple heroes here, there could be some good... Oh, TP will catch onto 2. Unfortunately, this TP is going to be into the Chronosphere from Era. But the Sunstrike will connect on the Beastmaster, and he will fall. Ult comes out from Mastermind, cleaning up Keizu, but he will fall as well. Era getting very, very low here, but the Brain Sap will finish him off. Era does fall to the last lance of the Phantom Lancer. And now Miku trying to clean up here. Quakefield getting low, but the Nightmare is over the top onto Mikey. Arrow will be a little late. Nightmare does come out, but it's not early enough. And Quva did get into the Ghost Walk, now hunting down Miku. Yapsor is there. They're both very, very low, so this is risky. But they're trying to bait Miku into sticking around, waiting for some cooldowns on their spells, potentially. They are tracking him, but he does know. The Ghost Walk is very, very visible here. And Arrow will be off the mark, unfortunate. Guessed a bit wrong. On the backside, they do manage to pick off the Nature's Prophet, it looks like. But the Basharuk will claim the kill the other way with that Finger of Death. And they do find the Phantom Lancer finally. Koikva gets his spells up. So very, very hectic fight. Split all over the place, and Hero's getting very, very low. But I think, yeah, that definitely does favor No Diggity. slightly. And the fact that they managed to clean up both the Phantom Lancer and the Zeus and the Treant, they claimed all of PRIES' cores. And while Era did fall, Qualifiers did not. So got the most out of that. And they did also claim the tier 2 in top while protecting their own. Mind you, that won't last long. Mastermind, they've come back for round 2. Mastermind gets very, very low, but all the heroes of No Diggity were still in the area. He thought maybe they'd left. Arrow will connect onto KYH, and the Sunstreak over the top will finish him off. Another 2 picks, and I'm not sure why PRIES came back. The tower was very low. They must have just wanted it really badly, but they did claim it. Maybe not worth giving up 2 hero kills. And off of that, there is a smoke available. They could potentially move into the Roche off this, but they're not going to. There is a lot of vision in this Radiant jungle as well. Let's take a peek at net worth. We are seeing actually a pretty colossal lead for 15 minutes in, 7,500. I was not expecting it to be that high. XP hovering around the same mark. So No Diggity have definitely taken advantage of this early lead and are going to look to continue pressuring as they rotate onto this tier 1. And, well, as outer towers start getting diminished, this Phantom Lancer is going to quickly run out of places to farm. And he definitely is not online yet. Only Aquila is now working on the Diffusal Blade. It was just a casual Morphin Mask, I guess. And Cinderin could get caught out here. He's got vision, and will go for the TP out. They do just miss him, and he should be able to get away. Top lane, Mikey gets caught out. The rotations from No Diggity have really been on point. So they somehow, all of a sudden, have 4 heroes in this off lane. And Mikey was not expecting that. Gets caught out. Will go down. Did they have to expend anything big for that? It looks like they may have used Chrono. And the thing is that PRIES really, there's not many places that they can find trades here. They're trying to pressure this tier 1 a little bit, but as soon as Era shows up, they've got to back off. And No Diggity, they're not relaxing this at all. Qualifiers going to keep this top lane pressed out. He's managed to pick up both a Blink and a Eul's. It's very mobile. A nice combination of defensive and offensive. And I mean, they've got 3 heroes in the Radiant jungle, but none of No Diggity's there. They know that's not a safe place to farm with their tier 2 down in the bot lane, and it's not like PRIES can push high ground off of this. So they're pushing out this lane, but it's not like they can really do anything with it. And Bashrak caught in the mid lane. Yapsor landed an arrow. Qualifiers will give that kill to his support, who now has that mech online. Another 1,200 gold. Interested to see if he goes right into Guardian Greaves or stops off for something else, as he will be caught out here. Roar is committed, but it's only onto a support. Really wanted to ensure that kill, but I'm pretty sure they had it anyway. Just wanting to make sure he went down fast so there was no chance for a rotation in from these other heroes, but that's the first Roar that I've seen of this game. No, they had it out in the fight in bot, but really you want to get a little more out of your Beastmaster than this. He does have Necrobook up 1 up, but he was close to it a good 10 minutes ago, so his item progression has really been slowed down. 0, 3, and 2 on him. They'll pressure this tower. Era arrives, but they don't have a glyph available, so it should fall here. Treant's doing work, as well as the boars. We'll be able to get the deny, it looks like, at least. Yeah, Era will claim that. And meanwhile, on the backside, Bashrak, oh, instantly canceled. Cinderin will fall very, very far forward from him. A bit of a mispositioning on his part, I suspect. And thought that he had a little more backup, but not the case. Will sacrifice his life. Not the end of the world, though. And 12-6 your score. Qualifiers and Era still massively far ahead of the carries of PRIES. Like, you look at this disparity here, and we're only 20 minutes of the game. Qualifiers already, well, almost 5k ahead of his counterpart in the mid lane. The disparity is not so great in the safe laners, but still there. Still significant, about 3k. And No Diggity, well, they feel secure in how far they are ahead. They're going to go for the Roche, even though it's a bit risky. against Nature's Prophet and a Zeus, but they will be able to clean this up really, really quickly with the Forge Spirits. And with this onto Era, they'll be able to push for tier 2s. And they're looking for a catch. Chrono will be committed onto Bashruk. Should fall here. Yep, stun comes out from Era, and, well, he's hitting a little hard. Just a little. Sanjin Yasha up, working on the BKB now. And he's going to be a problem for PRIES. A lot of very, very squishy heroes still. Mastermind only just above 1,000 HP. And this Phantom Lancer, not even there. He's below 1,000 still. So, you know, you let Era hit on someone for just a second, and they will be going down. Arrow will connect onto Miku. Is there follow-up here, though? He's got the Starfall. It's not going to be enough. If Era had been a little bit closer. Ult comes out, will finish off the Yapzor, unfortunately for him. And Era getting quite low to the damage from Mastermind here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
A bit of sloppy play coming out from No Diggity. That movement from Yapzor, it was a nice arrow, but then he ran forward as if they were going to go. So I think there was a bit of miscommunication there, as Era definitely didn't want to jump in, but Yapzor maybe thought he did. And will lose his life for that. And I mean, the same thing happened in the mid lane earlier with Synderen rotating in here and getting caught out by 3 heroes. Again, it is only supports, but you don't want to give room for PRIES to come back in this game. You want to take control and you want to choke them out. And that's not happening so far, as PRIES pressuring this top tower. Moonlight Shadow is out though. Keizu looking for the... He doesn't have the chrono. Just pressuring. Arrow, unfortunately, will be caught by a boar instead of a hero. And Veil is out. They got to be a little careful here. Both sides posturing like they still want to go in. And this ward will be caught out, but the Hawk... Oh, well, it's in range as well. They don't have the vision to see it, though. And jump forward. Chrono is available. Oh, it's Arrow on the backside, but he's getting very, very low already. He's a tanky mother, though, and will get the Chrono out. Unfortunately, he catches Era in it, but it will save him as they get the Fiend's Grip onto KYH. He will fall. That's a quick 3 for 0. Chrono committed. And PRIES thought they could get Era, but unfortunately they couldn't. And that's the Aegis even. He wouldn't have fallen for good. So don't even manage to burn the Aegis. They catch the line on the backside. That's 4 for 0. And jumping forward, just seeing if they can catch anyone hanging around the backside. Looks like the line is being drawn towards middle, since that's where tier 2 still stands. And Quake just going to pressure out this top lane and then join them. He's got money for travels now after the Ags. So very, very farmed. And Keizu, well, he's well on his way to that Aghanim Scepter himself after the Blink Dagger, which he went for first. And, I mean, this is something... I've cast a number of No Diggity games in the last week or so, and they do love their Blink Dagger play. Now we've got 3 heroes with a Blink Dagger. And wouldn't surprise to see more, as Synderen can definitely use one. There was one game, I think it was against London Conspiracy, where they had 5 Blink Daggers. But 4 will do for now, as Yapzor doesn't really need one without Leaf. I'll bring down the tier 2. No problem at all for them. And they can still continue, as Era does still have that Aegis. But it looks like they want to go for the safer play. Not going to risk throwing their lead away, as they would have been pushing into a Beastmaster War. Book 3 finally online for KYH. And Bashruk, well,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
he hasn't got any other progression whatsoever. He's still just sitting on Tranquils, but he is playing the 5 for his team, so no surprise there. Movement being spotted out by the Hawk. They are pinging it. And Keizu is under the cover of Invis, though. They don't know that. He's stalking this Beastmaster. But he's got to be careful. If Mastermind bolts, they will spot him and they will be able to kill him with that roar. He's playing nice and far back. Does have a Chronosphere online. Really wants to use it. Just waiting for backup. Era is moving in. Can they edge Mastermind and let Era do the damage? They're going for it. Oh no, he just commits to the mid, but the Sunstrike is there. Will there be enough damage to follow up, though? Era with the stun. That'll do it. Okay. He's going to go down. Nice pick. And on the other side, they're going to pressure this tier 2. And we'll be able to get it very, very quickly. Well, and with Zeus in the grave for 40 seconds, they're probably going to look to force his buyback here. They probably won't want to engage fully onto the racks, but if they can get the Zeus buyback to come out, then they're in a very good position. They'll be able to just back out with all this mobility they've picked up. And if he doesn't buy back, they'll just claim her in a lane of racks. The tier 3 will fall almost instantly to the God Strength era. He pops his BKB now, jumps forward onto KYH. Look at that, almost two-shot, and he's going for more. He blinks on top of the Lion, who will also fall. That's all of a sudden, the buyback comes out from the Zeus, buyback comes out from the Beastmaster, but they've already lost their melee racks, and Keizu, he's going to get out scot-free. In fact, they're all out. 0 catch for PRIES, and they have just lost a colossal amount of income. 2 buybacks, tier 3 and a melee, and No Diggity get out scot-free. The Aegis doesn't get popped, it's just expired. But No Diggity made very, very good use of that Aegis while they had it, and now the lead is getting to catastrophic levels here. We're talking about a 20k gold lead, and about the same in XP at 25 minutes. And with almost a lane of racks down, PRIES, it's desperation time. They go for a smoke play, realizing they've got to just do something here. Got to stop this momentum. And these 3 heroes can get a pick. I mean, it's a Lion with a finger. It's KYH with that roar. And they've got all the burst damage from Zeus as well. So they can find Koikva here. This would be a huge pick, actually. Will he stick around, though? It looks like they should be able to catch him. Oh, the blink away! And he is invised up. They got the roar, though, and the Necro Books. This will be a dead Koikva. He almost made it out, but not quite. They did bring 4 heroes for that and committed the roar as well as... Did they commit the Zeus ult? They did. But still worth it. He's the second most farmed hero on the map, and how much gold did they get for that, actually? Yeah, 1,000 for the Beastmaster. Definitely worth it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And that'll slow No Diggity's roll just a little bit, but it's not like they were looking for more pressure yet with that Aegis down. So just getting some gold out, it's much needed, but it may be a little too late at this point. Mikey has gone for an Orchid, but this, I mean, it's a good item against the Invoker. It's a good item against lots of these heroes, actually, if you can catch them out. But the problem is that it's more of an aggressive item, and his team isn't really in a position where he can TP in and be aggressive. And in fact, he may get caught out here. Era can pop the BKB and the God Strength, go for a stun. He's waiting for backup, but now he sees that there's more heroes than just the 2 here. Won't go for it. For now, at least. They do have a Chronosphere. They're looking for something here. Keizu, if he gets the Chrono out, there are 2 on the back lines. The stun will connect onto Mastermind, who will fall almost instantly. Chrono on 2, just to keep them out of the fight. Basharok perfectly edged. Era will be able to right-click into him, and Keizu jumps forward yet again. Era still alive, protected by the Nightmare. Now Miku in trouble. Will get the Doppelganger off, goes on to Cinderin, but the BKB pop is there from Era, who will bring the Phantom Lancer down. And now KYH gonna die in the backside to Koikva, who runs in the backside with that deafening blast. That's a 5-man wipe. Good game, well played is called. Excellent execution from No Diggity. That Invis rune on Era, scouting everything out, and they find the perfect initiation, blow up the team. 25-8 your final score at 28 minutes in. A dominant Game 1 showing from No Diggity. We'll have to see if PRIES can bring it back in Game 2, so stick around for that. We'll be right back.